I'd like to thank all the radio stations and media for having this. The last league I was in, they didn't have anything like this. After the practice started, we met as coaches and talked about some things and went home. So this is really nice. It really promotes the league well, and it's all about our kids, and that's what I'm excited about. Pretty honored to be picked fourth with a brand new program, starting basically from scratch this summer when I got introduced to some of the kids. And we first started out, we had our football camp to start off the summer, and I only had 24 kids show up to our camp, and 22 of them were linemen. So it was a little tough running our offense and our defense with all linemen. Then the next week we went to a full contact camp. I only had 13 kids go to that. And so we started off a little rough. I found out that the kids haven't been held accountable for almost anything the last several years. And that's the one thing that I've always heard about Coffeyville is all this talent with no discipline. So hopefully we can take care of that. Some kids have found that I hold them accountable, and that they will be held to a high level, and they'll find out on Monday that the practice levels will be quite a bit higher than they're probably used to, and expected to do a lot more and be accountable. So hopefully that will go in a positive way. We do have an all-new coaching staff. There's only 2 coaches returning from last year's staff. Tony Grossi's with me, which will be coaching our running backs. The other returner is Ed Ration. He'll be coaching our wide receivers. I get a very lucky opportunity. I was able to hire my brother, Joe Zog, who will be the defensive coordinator for us. He's moving down from South Dakota and finishing up some things up there, so he wasn't able to be with us. But then Tracy Childress will be our defensive line coach. He was the head middle school coach for the last several years, and he hadn't lost a game in middle school in 3 or 4 years. So we're excited to have him up at the high school level. Jake Towery will be coaching our quarterbacks, a young man that actually played at Coffeyville, just graduated in 2008, and he's going to be back helping us coach, a good, energetic young man. And then Jim Sherwood, coaching our defensive backs. He's a Coffeyville alum, been coaching in the state of Illinois for the last 20 years, and moving back home, and we're excited to have him. And then we also have another man that's going to be coaching our secondary, probably David Stokesbury. We're excited to have him. So we have a good staff, all new guys, so that poses a challenge. Unlike Columbus, who hasn't had to replace anybody, we're replacing a whole new staff, bringing a whole new system in, offensively and defensively. And the offense that we're going to run is a multiple eye offense. Lots of formations, very few plays, and we'll be in and out of a lot of different sets, trying to find mismatches and things of that nature, try to be fairly balanced between run and pass. Defensively, it will be a 4-3 defense, and hopefully very aggressive defense, fly around the football as every football coach wants their defense to be. So that's the idea. Some of the individual players, most of you know, our top returner, he's on cover of the magazine that picked up the pregame, Cameron Craig. Everybody knows about him, back-to-back 1,000-yard receiver. We hope to be able to use him in multiple fashions this year, not only as a receiver, but we'll put him in the shotgun formation, sometimes at the quarterback area, and run the ball with him, as well as let him throw a little bit. But we're not, a lot of people think he's just going to be our quarterback. He's not. That'll just be one of the areas we use him at. And we have a returning offensive line. It'll be all seniors that have started, led by Daniel Rawson, a returning all-SEK player, 6'4", 290. Been working pretty decently in the weight room. Then we have Blake Dunsing, should be our guard. Luke Finley is center. Patrick Nicholson or John Stokesbury is our left guard, and Robert Brinkers, our left tackle, all seniors up front. So we hope to be able to use that not only to open up the running game, but pass protect well. And we've been working pretty hard this summer to get those guys. They've been our most consistent group in the weight room is our line. The big weak spot we have, of course, is a quarterback. Losing Ethan Cordray last year, big hole to fill, and we don't have too many people with experience. I'm fully expecting Corey Turner, who's a sophomore. He hasn't lost a football game as a starting quarterback through middle school and 9th grade, so I'm expecting him to step in. He's a little bit raw, but we've been working with him this summer, and hopefully he'll be able to run the gamut on the offensive side. Running back, we're a little bit inexperienced. We did fortunate. Every coach loves a move-in. We had a young man move in from Wichita. His name is Wesley Collins. He started as a freshman at Wichita West High School, and he moved in about halfway through the summer, and looks pretty good in t-shirt and shorts, of course, out running around. So we're excited about his potential. He'll just be a sophomore, so we'll be able to have him for a while. The defensive is the big question. Obviously, as I looked at some of the scores the last couple of years, Coffeyville lost 42-41 or they won 42-41. So it seemed like defense is an area we really need to improve. We have a lot of those offensive linemen will also be playing a lot of defensive line. Our secondary is pretty solid. A lot of those guys coming back. Cayman Holt, Cameron Craig will be playing back there. Brian Adams was an all-league performer last year. So they'll be pretty solid. The biggest question mark is our linebacker core. Luke Finley didn't play last year. He tore his knee in the summer last year, but he just broke a school record for his weight class. He squatted 550 pounds this summer, and that's after ACL surgery. So when we squat that in a full brace, we're pretty excited about him. So he'll be middle linebacker, and hopefully we can find 2 other linebackers on the side of him that will come downhill and make some noise when they're there. So that's our personnel. It's a big question mark. We should have anywhere from 55 to 70 kids show up. I had 50 kids show up to our parent meeting last Friday, so hopefully that means we'll have close to 70 on Monday morning, and we'll see how it goes. But look forward to the challenge. I know this is one of the best conferences in the state of Kansas, and I'm thankful to be here. And legendary coaches, guys that have done a lot of great things, and I look forward to competing against you guys and representing the league well. And thanks for having me.